Okay, Vincent in. What's up, dude? How you doing, brother?
I'm great. How are you?
Dude, I'm good, man. Vincent, how long we known each other?
Let's see. We like hung out in maybe like middle school, so maybe around
Seventh grade.
2003 to 2005-ish, and then I didn't really see you as much in high school, and then there was like a big gap after that until recently.
Until you ended up in, I don't even know, dude. Was it Anti Dad Bod Squad? Was it Statue Jack Foundations in May of 2018?
Um, I think it was Anti Dad Bod Squad.
Yep. Well, we finally landed on a what I think is going to be a permanent rebrand. Gogi
Okay.
Academy,
Okay.
dude. All
Yeah.
right, so
Yeah.
dude, let's go ahead. Let's remember back to spring of 2018. Where were you at physically, mentally, spiritually? Like, what was your perspective on the world like, your relationship with yourself, everything?
Oh man, that feels like such a long time ago. But yeah, I think there was definitely some sense of like, I'm feeling underutilized, or I'm not challenged in a way that really like excites me or like really lights me up. And so I forget exactly like how we got in contact, but I remember just in that conversation just being like, yo, there's something important about this conversation, something important about Michael, where like I should like think about this and dive deeper. Um yeah, I think in all those areas things are definitely okay, but like there were like it was very comfortable. It was very um almost like sterile.
Yeah, yeah. What I guess what were you hoping to achieve? Like in joining up with the program, like what was your main goal?
um I'm the kind of person that always enjoys like appropriate levels of challenge. I think there's, if something's not challenging enough, you'll get bored and you'll walk away. But also, if it's like the wrong kind of challenge or too much, you'll also just quit out of frustration. And I think there's a sweet spot where it's like, yo, this is like, I think I can do this, but like, and it excites me, but I'm also like afraid and scared at the same time. And so I think I felt that as we were having initial conversations. And even as like I was going through some of like the first workouts, I was like, yo, like I can get through this, but like this is, kicking my ass. Like what have I signed up for? But I think we hit that sweet spot of like being in a space where like it's just the right kind of challenge where I'm pushing the limits appropriately, but not so far that like I just quit.
Dude, where was your body at in May of 2018?
Um, let's see. So I'd come out of a season of being like into distance running. And so I was very thin. I was maybe somewhere between like 123 and 127 pounds. Looking back at some of those old pictures, I'm like, man, like I look like some like starving child or something. Like this is not like a great look. Um, and so I had tried iterations of weightlifting before where I had tried to like, bulk up or to like change my physique, and things hadn't really panned out in the past. And I was like, maybe it's worth trying it out again. Why not? Um, there wasn't like this strong sense of this is what I really, really want to do, but it's also like, why not give it a try? Like it can,
Right.
like it'll be a good challenge at the very least.
Yeah. Dude, so what, I guess, from where you are right now, what did you have to learn? What did you have to change your perspective on to get where you are today? Because you're jacked, dude. Like you look ridiculous. So what did you have to like? What did you learn? What did you learn? What did you change your perspective on? to get where you are today? What changed for you? Or how have you changed?
Oh, there's a lot of places I could start on that. Um, I think I've a concept that I've been pondering this year is like there's a difference between like knowing something like up here and like completely realizing it. So it's like knowing it up here, but also like feeling it in your body, like having it ingrained in your thoughts. Um, having it be reflected by like your emotions even. And so I think one of the things that I've been able to realize beyond just knowing up here is the value of consistency. Um, and so it's like doing things that I had tried before, like, paying attention to what I eat or like having like a certain kind of workout for a certain length of time, just practicing that over like a longer period of time with longer consistency um, has made a really big difference. And I've learned too that there's an aspect of like being in touch with your body and being aware of like how things are working. And when you're going to try different things, like you can't just like try something for a week and then be like, this isn't working, like time to go on to the next thing. As I think about the things that I've tried, some of those things didn't work and some of those did, but what was common in those situations is that there was consistency. And so instead of trying something for like a week or like a month, we're looking at like things that are consistent on the span of like 4 to 6 months at a time and seeing, how is this affecting how I feel, my body composition, my mind, um, my feelings, all of that. And so I think having a shift as far as like consistency and what that means has made probably the biggest difference for me.
How could you apply that to your daily life? Like, how is your daily life different now than it was then? Do you handle uncertainty? Do you handle setbacks? Do you handle new challenges? Do you handle all of that differently than you did a couple of years ago?
Hmm. It's sort of interesting because it feels like I don't, but I think it's also the challenges and like the obstacles that it feels like the universe sends my way are a lot bigger. And so it's like I've gotten stronger, but like it's always challenging
Yeah, there's always
because
going to
the
be a challenge.
obstacles are also bigger too. It's not like I'm stronger and facing the same size obstacles. And
Yeah.
so um yeah, I think my ability to rebound, because I think there's times where we have like a setback and then it takes a little bit of time to like return to like a stable place. And I've found that the time that it takes me to recover from setbacks, big or small, has gone down tremendously. And that's huge because I hold the principle that time is the most valuable asset. Money comes and goes, and that can be in small or large amounts, but we can't create any more time. And so what we have is fixed.
Yeah, man. Damn, that's powerful. So, what are you most proud of on your journey? And this could be something heady and intellectual, or this could be like my arms are bursting out of my shirt, or it could be both. What are you most proud of over the past couple of years?
Yeah, I've always thought that like the power of like positive thinking, like I've always kind of written that off until recently. I think there is a way where if you present that concept, it is cliche or it is cheap, but I do think there's real value in that concept. And I think I experienced that earlier this year, um, right when like everything was being shut down because of COVID and nobody had any idea what was going on. And I remember like being in my room and freaking out a little bit and just being like, hey, like this is kind of like house arrest, but it's like super comfortable and like plush. It's like, well, what happens, when people are like under arrest or they're like, in prison? Like some people deteriorate, but some people double down and they come out way better than when they first were thrown into like lockdown. And so I think there was just this weird thought in my head where I was like, well, if I'm on house arrest, it's time to get prison jacked. And that was just a thought that I had one day. And like, I didn't think much about it, but I think something about that thought remained in my head for like 2 or 3 months. And after 2 or 3 months, I was looking at progress photos and I was just like, it's like, holy shit, like that happened because I had this thought like 3 months ago, and like I consistently did things to like reinforce and like build upon that thought. And so I think that's one of the things that I'm most proud of recently and from this year.
Fuck yeah, dude. As you should be. That's epic, dude. I love hearing that. And it does the photos, dude, that was like the hugest, I think, of all of your progress photos. The biggest transformation in between them was right there. So, dude, how is let me think. What do I want to ask you next? Dude, how is working with me different or the same as like going to a personal trainer at your gym?
I haven't had any experience with a personal trainer before. I have done like weightlifting, like I did like a class in high school, and then I have just like casually weightlifted with friends. And so those are a little bit different, but
yeah, then don't worry about it. So then how would you describe, I guess, to somebody who's expressing interest in either putting on muscle or losing weight or just generally like getting their fitness life together, how would you describe this program to them?
I would say that it's impactful in its simplicity, but like any program that's really effective, like you get kind of what you put into it. And I think I think there's value to it, not just like the idea is not to just like, how do I want to say this? It's less about like, I guess, the magnitude of the effort that's put in. Because I think there's like, as human beings, we are limited and finite, and there is a cap on like how much like magnitude of an effort you can put in. But I think what's more intelligent and more insightful is like, how do you direct your efforts in the right areas? Right. How do you like apply them like in the right areas, in the right directions to give you the most bang for your buck when it comes to your efforts and what you're outputting.
And in that, I guess thinking about that, how did I do in terms of making sure that you were getting the most bang for your buck out of everything?
Yeah, I think there's just something about your energy that I find personally like really inspiring.
Damn, thanks, brother.
Yeah, I think there was never a time where I felt like bad about myself or like looked down upon because of where I was at. But at the same time, there was also times where like in the right context, in the right spaces, you're pushing me beyond what I'm comfortable with. And we discover new things like in that process. And so I think there's a good blend of just like being tough and being focused when needed, but also like being relaxed and like gentle at the same time. Like I think you need both of those components to be an effective leader, especially for something like this. And I think that's something that you embody well in your teaching.
Yeah, thanks, brother. So I guess, yeah, talk about what am I like as a teacher?
I think there's an energy and a vibrancy about you that I think resonates with me. Sorry, what was the question again?
What am I like as a teacher? And don't think about it like in terms of fitness. Just be like, like compared to a professor that you had in school or a high school teacher.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like it's like, is Michael like a teacher? Like, is he a peer? Like, is he a friend? Is he a brother? Like, I think when I think about Michael, like Michael is all of these things to me. And so it's like, I think from like each, if you take just like one of those, roles, like I think you can only get so much out of one of those roles. But like if you have the sum of those roles, like that's like a lot more valuable than just having a teacher or just having, a peer, or just having a brother or just having a friend.
Bro, I appreciate that so much. I feel the same way about you, man. This journey has been so much fun for me, dude. It's been incredible to watch you. Like, dude, I feel like I have seen, your body like completely changed, but also like, dude, your energy when I talk to you, it's like I could almost like if I could chart it, just like going like this in like a very straight line and then a hockey sticking up, dude. It's been powerful to watch you like really become a leader and embrace your role and potential as a leader. So, dude, who is the Gogi Academy right for?
Ooh, that's a good question. Philosophically, I've always wondered, like, is hard work something that can be taught, or is it just innate? Like I've heard from like random parenting things where it's like, don't tell your kids that they're smart. Tell your kids that they work hard, because that's something that they can actually build and that they can actually like grow on. Where like smart is more of like a talent, or it's like you either have it or you don't. But yeah, I think as I think about a Goge Academy and kind of what it demands, it's not for folks that don't want to work hard or don't have good work ethic. Conversely, it is for you if you have a strong work ethic, if you like a challenge, if you like, seizing the day and taking life by the horns type of thing. And yeah, it's interesting kind of going through it and becoming more excited about just fitness and physical wellness as a whole, because I think a lot of what we struggle with, whether it's things that are addictive or things that we are distressed by, it comes from like wanting control over things that we don't have control over. And I think our body and like how we move and how we put stress on our bodies, as well as what we put into our body, from like a food and drink standpoint, like that's like one of the most basic things that we have control over. And so it's interesting to take, those desires, around control and like wanting to be in control and applying them in very practical and healthy ways. And so I think in short, a Goge Academy is for folks that want to work hard and are looking to practice control in a way that's healthy, fun, and exciting.
Dude, I love that. Has the Gogi Academy changed your life?
Absolutely. Like without like sounding overly dramatic, I don't think I would be the person that I am today without it.
Mission accomplished. I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, so then let's put a bow on it. How would you describe your experience in this program, your results, perspective changes, everything along the way, in a word or a phrase?
I would say that the program has afforded me a deep and rich, holistic understanding about myself and about the world around me.
Damn, dude. Was not expecting that. That's awesome. That's really great. Dude, I'm gonna pause. Oh, wait, any last words you want to say about Agoge Academy, the experience of working with me? Anything relevant to people who are like yourself watching this, who are on the fence?
Yeah, I think if people are watching or listening to this and like if there's like something that resonates inside of you, don't hesitate. Like
Dude,
press in and go all in on it.
rock and roll, dude. All right, I'm gonna